Alright, bawal po Josh, tulog sa mga.
You may now be seated. This court is now session to hear the case of people of the Philippines versus Isla Haven Beach Resort. Prosecution, please proceed with your opening statement.
Your Honor, this is a case about negligence. A failure is severe that Isla Miss Clara Hernandez, a tourist full of hope and decor, permanently disabled on October 15, 2024. She suffered spinal injuries at Isla Haven Beach Resort because they failed to ensure her safety. Faded warning signs to the lifeguards and improper maintenance directly contributed to this tragic event. Today, we will present undeniable evidence showing, first, the absence of clear safety protocols violated Article 2176 of the Civil Code of the Philippines. Second, the resorts breached the Tourism Act of 2009 by failing to uphold mandatory safety standards. Third, the neglect to maintain facilities was a violation of Presidential Decree Number 856 or Sanitation Code of the Philippines. Through witness testimony, photographic evidence, and expert opinions, we will prove that the resource negligence was the primary cause of Miss Clara Hernandez.
Your Honor, while the plaintiff's injuries are unfortunate, they were not caused by negligence on the part of Isla Haven Beach Resort. The evidence will show that Miss Hernandez acted recklessly, diving into the pool without checking his step. Despite visible warnings, we will demonstrate that 1. The plaintiff ignored personal responsibility. The resort had reasonable safety measures in place. Any lapses in measure maintenance did not directly contribute to the accident. We trust this court to see the responsibility for this incident does not lie entirely with the resort.
Your Honor, may we call the victim Miss Clara Hernandez in the witness stand for questioning.
You may proceed with your question.
We swear the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the meaning of it.
You may now be seated.
Miss Hernandez, can you recall what happened on October 15, 2024 at
I also enjoy my time at the resort at the resort of dream. I decided thinking the pool was big, but I hit the bottom and severely injured myself.
Why did you believe the pool was clean?
There were no visible hit marker. The warning signs were so clear that they were unreadable. I had no concern. I believe it was shallow.
What happened immediately after the accident?
There was no lifeguard on duty. It took about 20 minutes for anyone to assist me. And the staff facility was incomplete.
Your Honor, may I present to you the following evidence. First, photographs of faded warning signs. Second, a video of the pool area showing no lifeguard. And last, the medical records of Miss Hernandez's injuries.
You may continue.
Miss Hernandez, how have been these injuries impacted your life?
I could no longer work or live independently. My medical bills are overwhelming and I'm suffering from emotional distress.
Miss Hernandez, you mentioned diving into the pool. Did you check the depth before diving?
No, I assumed it was safe.
So, you choose to dive without verifying the depth. Do you agree that this decision carried risk?
I trusted the resort to ensure safety measures.
But as an adult, isn't it your responsibility to assist risk before engaging the potentially dangerous activities like diving?
Yes, but the restriction have the proper warning and a lifeguard on duty.
Your Honor, my role of operation manager is the Heritage Resort for Rescue.
We reserve the whole shoot and nothing but a shoot and they will
You may now proceed.
Ms. Ramirez, can you describe the resort's green safety protocols?
We have warning signs around the pool and hit markers. Our lifeguards follow a schedule to monitor the area.
What about the maintenance?
We had delays in placing faded signs, but they were still visible. Repairs were scheduled.
Ms. Ramirez, you admit the signs were faded. Were guests informed?
No, but the signs were still visible while the servant best.
And the lifeguard, was there one on duty?
No, the lifeguard was on a break, but another member was nearby.
Your Honor, may I call our first witness, Mr. Hernan Cotton?
You may know.
Yes.
We now be seated.
As a staff member, can you confirm the maintenance schedule for the pool area?
Maintenance was regularly provided. It should have been done monthly by the budget.
Were you aware of the condition of the warning signs around the pool?
Yes, your meeting, I worked with this management of the contractors.
Did management address your concerns?
They said they would fix it, but they never realized.
You reported the previous signs. Did management have plan to replace them?
Yes, but they took out of right.
Are you aware that signs have been created that still serve as warnings?
They were very reasonable. Yes, but they not listening.
Your Honor, may I call our spirit witness, Mr. Charles Ramos?
We call. Please be seated.
Can you explain your assessment of Isla Cabin Beach Resort's safety measures?
The resort failed to meet the basic safety standards. Faded signs of death markers, absence of lifeguard, that are clear violations of Policeman Act, Box 19, and Residential Review number 856.
What proper safety measures have prevented Ms. Fernandez's injury?
Absolutely. The physical warnings and lifeguard on duty would have heard the facility.
Is it reasonable to expect guest exercise function as well?
Yes, but the primary duty required as we established.
If management had to address the fatal sign, would you consider this negligence?
If the days would yes against its condition needs.
Okay, now deliver your closing arguments. Prosecution, you may begin.
Your Honor, we have presented overwhelming evidence that Isla Cabin Beach Resort failed to meet even the most basic standard of safety. The faded warning signs and absence of lifeguards represent a blatant disregard for guest welfare. Testimonies from the staff and our expert witnesses have proven that these failures directly contributed to the tragic incident that Ms. Fernandez permanently disabled. This is not just about one man's suffering, but about accountability. If establishments are allowed to operate without adequate safety measures, more lives will be put at risk. The law is clear. The report had the duty of care, and they failed to fulfill it. Ray urged this court to hold Isla Cabin Beach Resort accountable for their gross negligence and deliver justice for Ms. Fernandez.
Your Honor, this case is not clear as abuse prosecution against. While the plaintiff injuries are unfortunate, the evidence shows shared responsibility. Ms. Hernandez acted recklessly, lying the truth without checking the law. Personal responsibility cannot be overlooked. The resort had reasonable safety measures in place, including warning signs, which the plaintiff failed to observe. Negligence is a serious accusation. The delays in maintenance were not egregious enough to warrant liability for this accident. This was an unfortunate incident, but not a result of gross negligence by Israel Resort. We trust this court to see full picture and deliver a fair verdict based on facts.
The court will now deliberate on the case. Please remain seated. The court has heard compelling arguments from both parties. I will now deliver the verdict. The evidence presented shows that Isla Heaven Beach Resort failed to meet its duty of care, violating Article 2176 of the Civil Code and Republic Act 9593. The resort is found guilty of gross negligence and is ordered to pay 2.5 million